Okay, I am back. I just had to have a quick cup of coffee. Hopefully the caffeine sets in soon. But let's get to this video. So this is for anyone who has signed up to the MAT already or who wants to sign up to the MAT to track their progress for the remainder of the challenge. Firstly, let's just chat about how the system works. When you create an account using your email address, it will spin up a portal that's unique to you. This means that when we assign new content or documents or notifications, it will come specifically to you. You'll be able to interact with it and we'll be able to track that progress. So one email equals one portal. The full name when you sign up, that you use when you sign up, is also what is used on your certificate when it is system generated. So that's why we say one person per portal. We have, however, had a lot of questions about using one email address and portal to log multiple family members' activities. So ideally, each member who has an email address, we advise you to create a separate account for each person with their own details so they can track their own activity and receive a certificate with their own name on it. If a family member doesn't have an email address, you can still create an individual account for them by using an alias email. So like their name at their surname.co.za. When they log in though, they will use this email address as their username. But because this email is not specifically active, they won't be able to receive email notifications when documents are assigned to them. So they will just need to check into the system to see if anything new has been assigned. If you don't want to use the above options to log your family's activity, then you are more than welcome to upload all the activity into the one checklist and on the log sheet. Just specify which distances are for which family members, with each of their tallies at the end. I will go through this in a bit more detail when we cover the checklist. It is important to note, however, that the system-generated certificate will only have the name that was specified on sign-up. If you want to change this to your family name, you can do so by updating it in my profile, which I will also show you towards the end. Alright, so now that you know how the system works with profiles, let's go through the process together and answer your questions as we go along. See you later. To sign up, go to the login page and click on the sign up button. This will take you to a form to complete. Please fill in your full name. Remember, this is the name that will show up on your certificate. If you have an active email, please check that it is correct before you click Create My Account, to avoid creating multiple accounts and having issues with signups. Whatever email you sign up with will be your username when logging in. All other fields can be filled out but are not mandatory. Please use a password you can remember. If you do forget your password and are having trouble with the reset, please email us and we will reset it for you. When you click Create My Account, you'll be logged onto your portal dashboard. At this stage, you may not see any documents in your document library because we have not assigned them to you yet. Please log out and come back later to check or log in when you receive your document assignment email. Some of you have been experiencing an error at this stage. This is just due to caching and still being logged in from your previous session. To clear this, you can just use this URL to log off your last session and then log back in. To see the documents that are assigned to you, click on My Documents. The memo document just explains detail around the challenge. We may send more memos in the upcoming days with notifications or updates. The checklist is where all the action happens. If you are opening up your checklist for the first time, you need to click Start Checklist. Please note the preview just allows you to see the contents of the checklist, and you cannot tick off or add any resources in this mode. This first section just gives you details and instructions for the checklist. Here is where you will download your log sheet. When you click on the icon, it will open up in another tab in the document viewer. It may take a few minutes to load. Once loaded, when you hover over the document, you will see this pop-up icon. When you click on that, another tab will open where you can download the spreadsheet to your PC. Open up the spreadsheet and save it on your PC so you can populate it and update it offline. Please note you cannot update the spreadsheet on OnRamp. It will not save. For those of you who have been experiencing issues with downloading the log sheet, please just refer to the one that was sent to you on email. You can use that to populate and upload at the end of the challenge. To populate your spreadsheet, click Enable Editing and start filling in the detail. The idea here is to add your distance covered on the specific days, so this can tally up at the end. Remember, you now have the 35 days to complete the minimum of 42.2 kilometers, so don't let the split in the days confuse you. This is just for participants who decided not to continue. When putting in your distance, please use this format with a comma so it can automatically tally up at the end. For those of you who are using one log sheet to capture multiple family members' distances, you can use the family log template. Copy it over into another tab for each family member and name the tab with their name. This will allow us to easily identify the distance for each family member. If you don't want to use this log sheet and you have your own way of tallying up the distance, that is totally fine. We just need to see that tally to qualify you. Also, if you have already completed your checklist and it is not in this exact format, don't stress too much. It just needs to make enough sense for us to work through. In the next sections, we have broken it down into the total 4+ weeks. The idea here is that you can log your proof of activity for the week by adding multiple screenshots or images for that week's activity. You can do that by clicking on the image icon and selecting the image from your PC or gallery. A tip here would be to make a collage of your daily activities and then just upload one image per week. Remember, uploading every activity is not compulsory, but it is great to see your submissions. When you have completed a week, you can click on the checkbox and then scroll down and finish later. If you are only starting your checklist now, you can just go back to week 1, 2, and 3 and tick them off. You can update this checklist daily, weekly, or right at the end. At the end of the challenge, or when you are ready to submit your final submission, it is very important that you upload the completed log sheet or your own into the first section by clicking on the icon here and selecting it from your PC. Tick off the checkbox if you haven't already and scroll down to tick off the last section. Leave us a note if you would like and then click Complete Checklist. In your document library, your status on the checklist will change to Complete. You won't be able to update or make any changes from here. If you accidentally completed the checklist before you wanted to finish the challenge, please email support and request a reassignment. Please note, however, that this will assign a new checklist and you will need to load all your activity again. In the beginning, I mentioned changing your name or details on your profile. If you need to update your details, you can click on My Profile here and update what you need to. So that wraps up the tutorial for today. I hope you all now have a good understanding of how the MAT works and how to log your progress. Enjoy the rest of your runs, everyone. I am officially over and out. Bye.